Here's a sneak peek of what your Echo can do that we're going to discuss in this very episode.
Here are the top Amazon deals. NutriBullet N12 1110 PC Silver Blender includes travel cup, one size, gray. It's $79.79 after $40.20 in savings.
Oh, it tells me the
Find
savings.
delivery details at Amazon. You can say, add to cart, or next.
Boom.
David, here is your reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor's appointment.
Mm-hmm.
David, here is your reminder. Doctor's appointment.
Hello. As you could tell from our little prelude today, we're going to be talking about, well, not so much skills or any home automation today, but we're going to be talking about, of course, this is Prime Day. So if you're hearing this podcast on the very first day of its release, you have a limited time opportunity to buy some really cheap Amazon Echoes and the like on the Amazon website. And so that's an opportunity I just wanted to mention. It's a great idea, a great way to save, $50, $25, whatever the case may be, depending on an Echo, if you were thinking of getting some other Echoes for your home. And also today we're going to revisit a very oldie but an immensely practical thing that I thought of, and that is dealing with just kind of general reminders about alarms, reminders, ironically, and timers as well. And so there's some of the most powerful features that have been around for the longest time, but they have slowly iterated a lot of advancements on them that you may have forgot about or never heard about. So we're going to talk about that a little bit as well. But before we get into that in any sort of detail, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to be kind of splitting up this episode to cover a variety of things. Oh, and I forgot earlier to mention to our new listeners, I'm sorry. Welcome to the podcast. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill. And at the tail end of the episode, we'll mention some ways you can reach out to me. You'll find our podcasts are little nuggetized episodes. We try to keep them 5 to 15 minutes long. And occasionally we go a little longer than that, but it's good to have you all with us and our returning listeners as well, because of both of you were up around, I think it's 100 something thousand listens to the podcast. So anyhow, we really appreciate your listenership. Okay, so if you're hearing this podcast on the very last day of Prime Day, which is July 12th, a Wednesday, you have till, I guess, midnight or whatever, I guess in your respective country. I don't know if it's international or just certain countries do it. Here in the United States, though, there's a lot of sales on the 11th and the 12th. So, anywho, so that might mean there's an opportunity for you to pick up some new Echoes if you were wanting to update, or maybe put one down in the basement or in a different room, and that also may help extend your Wi-Fi network depending on which ones you get, and if you use the Eero routers. But anyway, you might want to get some cheaper ones today. So what are some of your options? By the way, you can always, I forgot to tell you this, learn about deals in general on Prime Day by just saying, and I think this kind of works other days as well, Alexa, what are your deals?
Here are the top Amazon deals. NutriBullet N12 1110 PC Silver Blender includes travel cup, one size, gray. It's $79.79 after $40.20 in savings.
Oh, it tells me the
Find
savings.
delivery details at Amazon. You can say, add to cart. Or, next.
Stop. Okay, so gives you a little idea, and I apologize. I forgot to tell everybody beforehand, if you have an Echo in hearing distance of me, you probably want to shut its ears off. So I'm not triggering your Echo at home. So sorry about that. I generally mention that first out of the gate. Okay, so that's just one of the silly little things. You can always go to Amazon.com/deals, I believe, as well. And anyway, if you just go on Amazon and you just go to the search box and you type in Amazon Echo, you're going to get a listing of a whole bunch of different Echoes that are currently on sale today. So like the bottom tier now is the Echo Pop, which was just announced a few months ago, which is basically, for all intents and purposes, I haven't had one in my hands yet, but based on the measurements of the speaker and the size and the form factor, it's basically an Echo Dot, slightly different size on the exterior, but it's the exact same thing as best I can tell, with the exception of some of the sensors. So it doesn't have the haptic sensor where you can tap on the top of the device to trigger something like pause or resume music, and it doesn't have the built-in thermometer. So the Echo Dots, the newest one, has those features, and the Pop eliminated that. But right now on sale, you can get it for like $18 or $17.99 US. So it's super cheap today. And it'd be a cool way, an easy way to extend your network across your house. You might want to look at it whether it has the mesh capability. If you're a Euro router user for Wi-Fi in your house, it may have that capacity. It may not, since it's kind of the cheapo Echo Dot, or Echo Pop. So anyway, you move up from there, what used to be and has been around forever, the Echo Dot line, and you'd want the newest generation, which I should believe is the 5th generation. It should say 2022 model on there. It, of course, has the temperature sensor. It has the haptic sensor. They did take out the headphone jack in the newest model, but that one is usually... historically, the Dots have always been at the $50 mark, like $49.99 US. Right now, today, they're marked down into the mid-20s. So you can get like half price, like $25. You can get a brand new Echo Dot. So that's definitely something you might want to consider. I have Echo Dots throughout my house. In fact, they're pretty much the only Echoes I have in the house. I don't have any other Echoes. I've thought about upgrading, and there are some good opportunities to do that today. So if you move up from the Echo Dot, you have the just Echo, and that line has always been around. It goes back to the old Pringle can, the original. And the Echo is now a big ball as well. It's just a bigger ball with different speakers in it. And it's marketed as having a high they call it HD sound. I guess that's a made-up term, but higher quality sound and that kind of thing. It's usually at a $100 price point or $99.99 US. And right now it's somewhere around the mid-50s mark, $55, something like that. So once again, tremendous savings. If you were thinking about putting in the home or getting some bigger speakers in the living room or something, this is an opportunity to save like $50 on that model. So that's pretty slick. And if you had two of them, you could do a stereo pair alignment, or you could do, play the music throughout the whole house arrangement, and you get some pretty amazing sound that way. So really cool. That's the next one up. I'm not going to go through all of them. Those are just kind of the basic ones. But obviously, if you look at the Echo Show 5, 10, even the 15 wall-mounted one, which is a little different, you're going to find, or the 8, the Echo Show 8, you're going to find a lot of discounts on all of these things. So I think you're going to find easily $25, $50 savings on most all of these. There is some pro audio ones. There's the Echo Studio, which usually I think is around $199 or $200. You're going to see that one's marked down almost $50. I think somewhere in the $150 range as well. And I'm sure if you look at some of the other outliers in the Echo arena, like they used to have wall plug things, and they used to have the Link, I think, or Connect or something that was designed to like pipe music, pro audio music to like a stereo. I'm sure you're going to find all those kind of little knickknacks and stuff marked down. But I just thought I'd mention the basics, the Pop, the Dot, and the traditional Echo. Obviously, if you move over to the shows, I think you're going to see some markdowns as well. Now, I will mention there's a good chance we're going to see all of this stuff in the fall, new lines of this stuff. They're probably just clearing out old stock. But I mean, if it's, super cheap and something you could use, definitely this is an opportunity to get, quite a savings. So just thought I'd mention that. That's for today, Wednesday, July 12th until midnight here, at least in the United States, and it may vary from your region to region. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of this stuff is just marked down for the rest of the week. Amazon's pretty loosey-goosey about that, especially if they're trying to clear out old stock before they announce new stuff here in the fall. There's a good chance that's going to be the case. But don't feel like you're totally pressured to do it. Good chance we get into the fall and Christmas time and stuff like that, you're going to find discounts and stuff as well. So anywho. All right, so that's just a few points about sales. Now we'll transition over to my other topic, which is one of the most historical reasons people have used and love the Amazon Echo. And for those that I work with disabilities or seniors and the like, it's amazing for this, and that is alarms, timers, reminders. Now, these features are very basic, and in fact, I learned even today from Sean Priest, you can just be stupid. I think I knew this offhand because I'd done it by mistake too. You can even just be real stupid and just say, Alexa, 10 seconds.
10 seconds, starting now.
And see, I didn't even say timer. It just assumed timer. And so, bam, it just is doing a 10-second countdown timer right now. And it doesn't have any name or label. It's just a generic boom. There it goes off. Alexa, stop. So that's how simple it can really be. I don't know if you can do an alarm the same way. I'll tell you what, let's just try it. Alexa, 1 p.m. Alexa, 1 p.m.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably not. So, well, it was worth a try. Anyway, so let's back up. So you have alarms. Alarms will go off, and you can specify in the app on your A-Lady app. I don't want to say her name because she'll think I said it. You can go in there and you can specify how many times it dings at you. It could just keep going off. I think there might even be a feature in there where it comes back and will go off later. So episode 137, 139, episode 222, we cover a lot of these things about reminders. We talk about how you can even, and I don't want to mix things up. So first off, alarms are just generally jingles. You can change the type of jingle. I think you can even, if you're a music subscriber or something, set it to a certain song. But those will go off at 9 a.m., ding, 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 ding. They don't have any kind of extra context to them. They ding. Now, you can specify, I believe, a day of the week. You can specify, I think, even a month out. You can say, like, on 9 a.m. on August the 5th, you can set an alarm. But it's up to you at that point to really figure out when it's going off. What was that for today? I mean, it'll probably come to you. But now, you can also set repeating reminders. Those are very powerful. So for like every day of the week or every Tuesday or every second Tuesday, it goes off. You can do that as well. A good example of that for me is I have a repeating wake up reminder basically that goes off every day, and it plays Dave's wake up playlist at 6 a.m. So that's the kind of my wake up alarm, and I don't have to worry about setting it every night. It just goes off. And that's pretty cool. Now, the night before, let's say I'm sleeping in on Saturday, I can always say, hey, delete my next alarm. And she'll say, oh, you mean the 6 a.m. one tomorrow morning? And I'm like, yes. And boom. That way, it's still set and it will come back next week. It's like a zombie alarm. It'll keep being on. Now, she will prompt me if I want to delete it entirely, but that's kind of cool that you have that flexibility. Additionally, instead of saying every day, I believe you can say weekdays. So that's like a nuance thing. Like say it's a work alarm for waking up for work every day. You can say weekdays or weekends. So you can specify some nuances there. So that's the basics of alarms. Now, reminders I really, really enjoy, and I think they're fantastic for those with disabilities, especially I work with those with vision disabilities or vision impairments. They're great for seniors, things like that. I just love them for myself. They're just great. And what's beautiful about them is that you can label them. So then I can say, set a reminder, a doctor's appointment. In fact, let's even do that real quick. Alexa, create a reminder called doctor's appointment.
When should I remind you?
15 seconds.
Okay, I'll remind you in 15 seconds.
Now, I could have said tomorrow at 9 a.m. I could have said next Tuesday at 10 a.m. I could have said August 7th at such and such time. So you have a lot of versatility in the way that you can specify it. Now, once the time comes, she'll go off, as we see here. Boom.
David, here is your reminder. Doctor's appointment. David, here is your reminder. Doctor's appointment.
Alexa, okay, stop. Okay, so she only will go off so many times. You once again can customize that in the app, and you might even heard my phone vibrate over here on my desk because I have it set up to send a text message to my phone as well about those kind of reminders. And the thing that I like about that being a text message is I can go in and set a custom ringtone or text tone on my smartphone, and then that clues me in that, there was some sort of reminder that went off on my Amazon Echo. Also, of course, you could use the notification feature in the A-Lady app in your phone as well. That would work just as well, but it would be a more generic tone, so that's why I don't use that. Excuse me. So, really super cool reminders. You can take that to the next level, which is a repeating reminder. So that's very cool. Like every day, weekday, hey Dave, your paratransit bus is about to come pick you up. Blah blah blah. Or every day, hey Dave, it's time to get in the shower. Whatever. So I can have a repeating reminder in the same way that I have alarms that are repeating. So I could specify a certain day of the week. I could specify every weekday, every weekend. I have a lot of versatility there. Now, some of these have even got more powerful where you could say, create a repeating reminder for the first Monday of every month. In fact, let's just try that real quick. Alexa, create a repeating reminder for the first Monday of every month.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understood when you want your reminder to repeat. Please try again. Or visit the reminders section in the Alexa app.
Let's be more generic, just because I'm probably phrasing it wrong. Alexa, create a repeating reminder.
When do you want me to remind you?
First Monday of every month.
What's the reminder for?
This is a test.
At what time should I remind you?
9 a.m.
Okay. I'll remind you on the first Monday of every month at 9 a.m.
There you go. Isn't that powerful? That's so powerful. So you could think things you do need to do every month. It could be pay your mortgage. It could be pay your light bill. It could be a certain type of trash pickup. It could be all sorts of cool stuff. So really it gives you a lot of versatility with those reminders. And the ability to curtail it to how you get it if you're not at home, on your phone, through the app, or through a text message. Super, super powerful. So I just thought I'd mention that. So these are real practical. I use these every day, and I think you would really, really benefit from them. Okay, so there is another cool feature that later came out, and that's covered, I think, in one of those episodes I mentioned. I can't remember if it's 222 or 139. No, I think it's 222 I mentioned, is a follow-up mode. Follow-up mode. So this is like your nuclear option with reminders. You can create a reminder with a follow-up. And feel free to go back and check up that episode. But basically, that allows it to come back to you. I think if, say, it was an hourly, like a reminder for tomorrow to call your doctor about setting up an appointment or something. It would go off at 9 a.m., would do ding, ding, ding. It would send that notification to your phones if you had it configured that way. But if you don't acknowledge it in some way and say, hey, I'm stopped, or I've accomplished it, or I've done, I think the phrase is usually done, it will come back every hour and say, hey, did you call your doctor and make that appointment? And it'll, ding, ding. And then they'll wait an hour and they'll come back until you actually say, hey, lady, I've done that. It's completed or whatever. She's going to keep coming back to you. So that's super cool. And I think in another episode, it wasn't that one, but I think I learned later that you can even do that in a monthly routine. So like if it was the first Monday of every month, hey, don't forget to pay your rent. it would come back every day at around the same time instead of hourly. It would come back every day and say, hey, you had that reminder the first Monday. Now this is the second of the month. Don't forget to pay your rent. So super, super cool the way that works. So the last thing that I'll mention, and I probably am running long here, of course, is timers. I think that's pretty intuitive. You can even, like I said, just say 10 seconds. It'll do it. The one thing I would add nuance to it is you can specify names to it. So not many people know that always, but if you have the washer or dryer going and maybe you can't hear it because it's down in the basement, you could say, name that timer laundry. And then you could have a separate timer. You can multiple timers going at the same time. That's for, pizzas in the oven. It's going to be done in 20 minutes or whatever. So, and when it goes off, the beauty of that is it will say pizzas in the oven. Ding, ding, ding. Pizzas in the oven. Ding, 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 right? So you get the full context. Plus, if you come back and are just periodically checking on something, maybe it's a long-term thing, you're cooking in the crock pot today, you can come back and say, hey, lady, check my timers. And she will iterate all the timers that are presently going, how much time is left on each one of them, and their labels at the same time. So that is really handy as well. So if you're a multitasker or you're trying to be a little more thoughtful about your workday and, hey, I need to stop and stand up and walk around or take a little mental break from work or something, a lot of different ways you could use timers with labels in that way. So super, super cool. Okay, guys, well, that will wrap things up. If you have thoughts or suggestions to me, something you would like to hear us cover in a future episode, please, by all means, or recover a topic, bring it off, dust it off, see if there's some new features, bring those up to me. You can share an email at info@goodwillvalleys.com. Just say you're trying to contact Dave with the Echo Tips podcast and you have a suggestion. That will get forwarded on to me. You can go to Facebook or Twitter and reach out to Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And you can share a thought or a suggestion, a question. Just say, hey, I'm trying to contact Dave with the Echo Tips podcast, and I had this thought. And we would love to hear your feedback. And by all means, please share the podcast with friends and family. Retweet us, retweet us on Mastodon, whatever on Facebook, reshare us. That's cool. And I think you'll find people really can benefit from these things. These are really powerful, powerful tools. So anywho, thank you for you being with us today. You know what time it is again. It is time to turn the ears back on your Echo. Start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program, and we do thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem, ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.